Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're back with voice actor and producer Sophia DuJardot. Hey, Sophia, welcome back.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
It's great to have you back. And today, I want to discuss logistics on audiobook production with you.
Yes.
So, could you explain the distribution process for audiobooks?
Sure, I'll try to do the best that I can with this question. So, once your file has been accepted through like a platform like ACX, where you've met all of the criteria for your sound, they then have to approve everything. And that's going to take anywhere from like, I've had it go as quickly as like 3 days, but also I've had it go like 15 days, and even one time where they're like, oops, we forgot. And then 30 days later, they're like, here you go, it's been released. So you will have to have a cover that is updated for your book that has your narrator's name on it. So that's one piece that you'll have to do in addition to the regular book cover that you have. You'll need to have a cover that's also done for the audiobook. Once it's hit approval, you will get a notification from ACX that it is live on Amazon. Now, the really cool thing is, like, when you go through a company like ACX, they will give the author and the narrator free codes for your book. And what those codes are for is that it's really important in those first 3 days, very important, that you market the heck out of that book. You want to provide those free codes as like, hey, I'm giving away for 10 lucky people, that type of thing, because you're trying to boost where your book is so it can be found in the algorithm. They're going to say, oh, this is relevant. People want to listen to this. So it's very important, again, that your narrator is marketing and that you as an author are not just marketing your book, but also marketing that audiobook. And I hope this has answered your question as far as distribution. It's really up to the author and really up to the narrator to really get that information out there.
Yes, it does. That's fantastic. And aside from Audible, would ACX push your book out to, say, iTunes and some other platforms, or is that more of a manual thing?
That's going to be manual. So that's something that if you're working with a publisher, you definitely want to talk to them. Publishers generally have like, we're putting it here and this is the only place. Now,
Mm.
ACX has the exclusivity. So that's going to be going directly to Amazon. And you can read through those contracts and see the narrators don't really have any say with that. So on my side, I'm here, I'm going to do the voice work, and wherever you want to put it, let's go for it.
Okay
Let's
with
do
you.
it.
It's okay
Yeah.
with you. That's great. And what would you say are the costs that are associated with the full production of an audiobook that an author should be aware of? And I know this depends on, the level of the narrator and the word count and the time
Yes.
put in, but just give us kind of a ballpark.
Yeah, so this is a fantastic question, and this is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get. So here's what an author can expect. Number one, you can pay a narrator upfront, and you're going to pay for, there's a formula, it's called per finished hour. Now, if you're paying for that, again, like you said, it's going to depend on how well versed your narrator is, if they're starting or if, novice or an expert, and how long your book is. So you're going to pay a flat fee up front based off of your per finished hour. And you can Google that and find those formulas and get an average cost. The next thing, and this is the piece that I highly recommend to everybody, is to do Royalty Plus. And Royalty Plus is going to provide where you pay a little bit up front to your narrator. That helps the narrator pay their bills while they're working. It's fantastic. But
Right.
it also allows the narrator to get a small portion of the royalties of your book. And what that is going to do, this is beneficial twofold. One, the narrator is then going to be like, I need to hustle for this. I need to market this book. I need to get it out on my website. I need to put it out on my social media platforms. And so they're getting a little bit up front and then they're collecting on the rears. And what's great for the author is they don't have to have so much money up front, and they're not really losing a lot of money based off of that small piece of audio. And then finally, the third piece is that you could do where it's simply the royalty. That becomes very difficult because a narrator is putting, a month of their time into your book and not getting a single penny into, unless you have really high sales that are anticipated, like a really high following, a lot of pre-sales, that kind of thing. That's a difficult sell for an author to convince a narrator to do. So
Right.
yes, I always recommend the Royalty Plus. That's a win-win for everyone.
Right, a great option. And
Yeah.
what does the editing and post-production process look like to ensure the final product is polished and is professional?
Yeah, so that's another fantastic question. This is really the heart of it. So, getting up in front of the microphone and talking, chapters go fairly quickly. The real bread and butter of having your narrator and producer doing this is that they go in, they are removing all the breaths. They're going in, like looking for that timing and the tone of when someone is listening, there needs to be the pause, not just an all run on or all monotone. They're
Right.
also making sure that everything is meeting the sound quality checks that are required for your book to be put out on the social media platforms and on all of the like through Amazon or iTunes because you do have to meet those sound quality checks.
Now that's great input. And I do want to ask you specifically about the breaths because do you run into narrators and also authors that do more and less breaths? I find that everybody wants something slightly different on that front.
Yeah. So this term is going to sound a little off, but but there is a term here with this. It's do you want it wet or do you want it dry?
Okay.
And what
Yeah.
that can mean is that there are scenes where like let's say you're running from zombies and you're like, "We got to get out of here. Let's go." And you're very breathy and you're and you're showing that so that as a person who's listening is like, "Oh my gosh, I feel that they're running from the zombies." But if you're having a conversation face to face, you want that more dry of a dry read where you don't have the breathing, you don't have those breaths. And in general, if you're doing just a straight read where you're not in those like action scenes or passionate scenes or something like that, you don't want those breaths in there. So that's generally the norm.
No, that is fantastic input on logistics and audiobook production. Thank you so much, Sophia.
You are so welcome.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with voice actor and producer Sophia DuJardot. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.